We're here. BuzzCity is here today with Bob Evans in his studio. Bob is a local Regina writer and musician, guitarist, and has an international reputation, although he's less well known at home. How long have you been?
Just like it's just like William Shatner, I tell you, just like
Stuff Bob says.
Stuff Bob says. Yeah.
Bleep Bob says.
Is there some confusion with other Bobs? How long have you been in Regina?
all my life.
All your
yeah,
life.
Since December 9th, 1953.
Wow.
Yep. It's we'll just mention that we have a little puppy dog here that's keeping us occupied and entertained, just out of frame. You know?
And she's a sweet one.
But yeah, no, just here all our lives, and there was a time in the mid '70s, late '70s when Gail and I thought of maybe moving someplace else, but then we just got settled down here, and now this is it.
So you got family here, extended family. And
Oh yeah,
roots
yeah,
here.
yeah. All of our family is here. Some of Gail's is out in BC, but yeah, on my side of the family, we're all here in Regina. So.
What sparked the interest in guitar?
Well, probably the Beatles. Probably the Beatles.
Yes.
Yeah. When that night when they first appeared on Ed Sullivan, right? Mm-hmm. It was that was for me. I'd been listening to a little bit of music before that, but we didn't have a lot of music in the house at that time, And I think my grandma and grandpa brought me back a transistor radio from the New York World's Fair. I think that was '63. I may be getting the years mixed up, but it seems to me that was my introduction to pop music. But it was when the Beatles came on the scene that I really kind of woke up, and really got interested in this stuff.
So it wasn't like hearing Pete Seeger.
No, I wasn't hearing Pete. No, but it was it was the Beatles, and of course they were guitar based. But I will say, I was very subject to suggestion because about a year later, Herb Alpert had a special on TV, and at the end of that, I ran upstairs telling my mom that I wanted to play trumpet. So it was, So I'm just thankful that we didn't
Fingerstyle
have
trumpet.
Yeah.
Well, fingerstyle as opposed to plectrum style guitar.
Yeah.
Right. What decided you? How did you?
Well, that was okay. So '64. I think I was 10 or something at that time, and I got a guitar that Christmas, and we kind of plunked around on them a bit, but I didn't take any lessons. I was still taking piano lessons, but then in this was grade 8. I started taking lessons at Arcade Music from George Harvey, and George taught you, I believe you, right?
Yeah,
and myself, Jack Semple, everybody around that time seemed to wind up with George, And
is George still around?
No, it's been a while now, yeah. But I mean, he was an older fellow at the time too, so.
Yeah.
But so I started taking lessons from him, and just the usual sort of thing, the Alfred's, book, not even the Melba, but just the Alfred's, playing with a pick and everything, and. I don't know how I got onto it, but I asked him about classical guitar, and so he started working me through some of that. So that's how I got involved in playing the fingerstyle, right? And of course he wasn't teaching the real classical technique, but he was introducing. I was sort of introduced to the basic idea, of playing fingerstyle, and also got into flamenco guitar through him. So that got me started on that, but it was really. After we saw the after we saw went to the first Regina Folk Festival in in '68. She couldn't do it any quieter. It's been but we went to the first Regina Folk Festival in '68, and. I'm sorry, it's just getting laughter. I just can't block it out. I'll just give her a second here.
We could cut.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we'll let her roll.
No, the first Regina Folk Festival in '68. It was an eye-opening experience because at that time, I was taking lessons from George and playing classical and eventually getting into flamenco. But with the friends, of course, we were still playing rock and roll, your garage band stuff. But grade 10, we went to that first Regina Folk Festival, and within the first hour, probably, of it, I just went, this is what I should be doing. You know, there was something about it that spoke to me. You know, and everybody wants in on it.
Yeah.
It's and
Found you.
Yeah, right. The Humphrey and the Dump Trucks opened up the festival in the first 3 nights.
They're a Saskatoon.
They were a Saskatoon band, right? And they just blew us away. We hadn't seen anything like that. I mean, they were the instrumentation they were using. You know, they were using washtub bass, washboards, 5-string banjo. I'd never heard 5-string banjo. They were playing jug band music, blues music. They were playing Beatles music, sort of in this jug band format.
Folk epiphany.
Oh yeah, right. It really was. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's like the night that the Beatles appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Yeah.
You know, that was one moment. That night at the folk festival was another one, and that got me involved in the folk music, which and through the jug band music that the Dump Trucks introduced us to, got me going with Jim Queskin, who's a real finger picker in that ragtime style, and that's what got the ball. Right? Yeah, that's what got the ball rolling
Maria
for me.
Mulder, of course, was part of that.
Yep,
well.
that's right.
Maria.
Yeah, when she was still Maria Mulder. Yeah,
or Maria Diamato.
Right, at the time, because they weren't married at that point. Yeah.
Sure.
So, and then from there, it spilled over into Bruce Coburn, who was just appearing at that time, you know, and there was kind of these fingerstyle guitarists, Leo Kottke, the British guitarist Bert Jantz, John Renburn, you know, the Pentangle, the whole bit. So I just started getting involved in this, the sort of the fingerstyle guitar world, and that's what got me going on it, you know. And now 40 years later.
And you and Jack and Georgina Betts and Roberta Nichols, Rob Bryanton had a band for a while. What was that called?
Yeah, well, now they had a band called Cloudburst, and they went on the road with the Allen sisters and did a lot of traveling with that. After they came back, I played with them in that band for a while. We were actually we all went to school together. Rob and I met in grade 9. We shared a locker for 2 years. You know, that's how we got to know each other. So we played in all sorts of configurations of bands. There was the Spanish Armada. There was Everyday Dirt. There was all sorts of things going on.
And then you played bass with Jack Semple in the original Luxury Blues Band.
Yeah, later on in the 80s. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then, you know, with Cloudburst, like we were just talking, when they came back to town, and so yeah, we've all sort of played together over the years in various configurations, you know.
But then you, at some point, you went on more or less on your own. You started doing your own music. You've been writing your own music and recording it, and you've recorded a number of albums of your music.
Yeah.
When did you start touring out into the world?
Well, I mean, really, looking back on it, you know, most of when I've been playing guitar. Most of when I've been playing guitar,
that's right.
It's really been as a solo artist, right? When I played with Jack and with Rob and those guys, it was usually in you know, with bass guitar. In the early '70s, when we did the Spanish Armada and things like that, I was playing guitar. But the rest of the time, in any band situation, I've usually been playing bass or something. So, as a solo artist, it's been. You're amazing. Yeah. You're amazing. I don't know how you keep finding these things. Why don't you take that upstairs? Yeah. It's been as a solo artist. So in the mid '70s, I had a sort of career as doing folk music and playing 5-string banjo and doing traditional English music and ragtime guitar. And sorry, we'll cut for a minute here. Let's just get. She's got a ball under there, and she will just persist at it.